Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a November week 1 check-in on my budget, as well as giving you some updates in my life that occurred this week that may affect my budget a little bit. I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjusting. So as soon as I feel like I've got a great plan for the month, life throws you a curve, which I'm pretty sure you can all relate to that. So the only bill that I was waiting on was my electric bill. It did cool down very quickly in the month of the end of October, so my bill was $248. It was tracking to be over like $360, but with that cool down happening so quickly, I was able to really come in on what I normally budget for electricity, which is $248 or $250, and then everything else pretty much is coming in as planned. I did find out what happened in my cash stuffing video. When I added a row onto my cash breakout, I did not add it ahead of the final row, so my formula did not catch that last row that I added in, which is a very rookie mistake for somebody who used Excel for years. So that's why I was short the $200. So I did go ahead and pull out that $200 and put the money into the envelopes that were short. I also set up my weekly check-in. This is the budget that I had assigned to each one of these envelopes that I check in on, and I have listed all my transactions. So I originally thought that I could stay this whole, at least 6 months maybe in this notebook, this Erin Condren notebook, but when I looked at the number of pages each month needs, plus my yearly budget that I set up in the back, there was no way. I would be in 2, maybe 3 notebooks. So I decided to go ahead and purchase the Erin Condren Monthly Deluxe for 2025. I have ordered it. I was gonna wait till Black Friday because I'm pretty sure they would go on sale, but I did have award credits from people using my referral link. And so I couldn't use both, the sale and that. So I went ahead and used the credits that I had because I felt like that was gonna be a bigger discount than the sale. So how I work my transaction log is I highlight them based on the category that they belong to, and then I take from that envelope once I've added everything up. So the first one that I see is entertainment. When I look at my code over on this page, entertainment is this red. So the way I work my budget, if I'm taking out to dinner like a sister or a friend or one of my daughters, it comes out of entertainment. If it's myself and my husband, it's eating out. So my daughter did spend the night, so we went to Texas Roadhouse and grabbed salads, so that comes out of entertainment. And then I picked up McDonald's breakfast for my other daughter and her family, that comes out of entertainment. And then I took my daughter to, the other daughter, to Applebee's for $49, and that's out of entertainment. So right now, I think I have spent all of entertainment. I had $100 in that category, and I think I already spent it. So 37 plus 21 plus 49, 107. So I'm actually over $7. So I'm gonna have to take that out of spending. So on entertainment, I spent 107, remaining is a -7 and -7. So we're pretty much done there unless I add to it from another category. So I will go ahead and do that now. So the cash that I have in the cash tray right now is an envelope I called rollover, and it's just 1s and 5s, just if I need to make some change. So in entertainment, 20, 40, 60, 81. Now empty. Great. Okay, so the next thing on my transaction log is clothing. I mentioned in my last video that I had gone on a weight loss plan, so I was really struggling with finding things to wear. So I did a couple things. I did Daily Look, which is a subscription service, which this was my third box. I bought one thing, so with my credits it was $16, and everything else I sent back. And then I've been just picking up very casual things at Nordstrom Rack or like Walmart or Target, things like that, because I really just need clothes for hanging out with my granddaughter or running errands or whatever. So I spent $16 in clothing, and I spent $45 in clothing. 16 plus 45 is 61. So I started with 200. So far I have used 61. One moment, I need to let the dog out. One second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. If I don't let him out, he'll just sit there and bark at me the whole time. So from clothing, I need to take out 61, and that is this binder. $100. So I'll just leave the one extra dollar in there. So I'll take out, so I'll have 140 in here now. And I'm going to just check off that those are done. And then next will be eating out, and this is always my category that I go over in. And they're not expensive meals by any means. They are just that everyday grabbing food, which seems counterproductive to me mentioning that I have gone on a weight loss journey. But I have found there's certain things that I can grab easily that are within my eating plan. So those are kind of my go-to, so you'll see them a lot on here. So I had $22 for Chick-fil-A. $13 for Sonic. Now that seems weird because Sonic, no. But I do get my granddaughter a hamburger. I get a plain hamburger for myself, and then a Coke Zero. And I do it through the app because it is less expensive in the app versus going through and ordering. $11 at Chick-fil-A, and that's it. So $54 for eating out. Doesn't seem bad, but I think that's because I had so many that were under entertainment. So $54 for eating out. I think for these categories, I will just go ahead and add them up, and then I'll take all the money at one time because I think that will be quicker. And then my next is for groceries. So 27 plus 3 plus 81, so 111. Now normally I will go and grab like apples, Coke Zero, things like that I can eat. My husband will always go to Costco, so I was really kind of depending on him to go to Costco when he got home, but since he did not come home, I put it off. So I do need to go do like a major stock up at Costco once he gets back and I'm starting to cook again. For planning, which I think I originally said I was not going to spend anything, I did spend $54 because Coffee Monsterz Co had a release on Saturday. That's it. And that is a sinking fund, but it is an envelope. And then for spending, I did take the $20 out from my spending category. Then I put it back in because I was short money. But I took it back out once I put in the $200 that I was missing. So, but I did spend that $20. I think I have $10 in my wallet right now. But But I also spent on my card that needs to come out of spending, and that was Chipotle. What color was spending? Dark purple. So Chipotle for $8. Sonic for $6. So 6 plus 8, right? $14. Okay, so the dog is now at the door barking. I'm going to hurt him. So the dog is actually my daughter's dog. He's just staying here for the weekend. And he just has his own schedule. Doesn't really care what I'm doing. Okay, so gas, I did get gas twice. I am finding that I am driving a lot more right now, kind of going back and forth with my daughter's house and starting to work again. So I may be under budgeted in gas for this month. I did bring it down because I always had excess money, but I've already spent 85 of the 250. But I do have a full tank of gas, so hopefully that will last me for a while. Household, I did order some things on Amazon because I have not been able to find things locally, like simple things, like things that I use for cleaning. So I don't know what's going on right now. So I had a $49 purchase for household. I think household is gray. Yes, household is gray. One moment, please. Okay, there's a reason I don't have a dog personally. Okay, so I will take household out when I take out the other ones. And then personal care, just light purple. I had a pedicure and a manicure. So $45 for the manicure. Wrong color. And $55 for the pedicure. I tipped in cash, so you'll see that money's already gone, but I owe my card back $100. So it was 100. 121 when I add in the tips from cash. And then, did I not? Okay, I actually spent more in clothing. Missed that one. So I had 16, 28, and 45. I had 89. Minus the 60 that I thought I did. I owe another $29 or $30 to my clothing one. Okay. Alrighty then. My mom, I used $4. I did bring her and her friend donuts. And the only reason why I used my card and not out of my spending money was I had gone through self-checkout and all of the self-checkout machines would not take cash. So I had to use my card, which is kind of annoying just because I hated to use it for just that. But medicine, I did not get anything. I did not use miscellaneous. Okay. Now I did start my Christmas shopping, so that is on here. So I spent $278. Well, the other one has not come through yet. Okay, that's the only one that's been on my bill so far, but I do have another one that you'll see next week. And then I did take from my Etsy fund. So any of the money I make from Etsy, I just keep in a savings account on Capital One. I did take my planner out of the Etsy fund at $49. So that's a sinking fund. And then the last three on here are bills. Those are on my card, but I take all the bill money, I move it to a savings account for Capital One at the beginning of the month, and then I just pay my card from that. That way, whatever in my checking account right now is really my cushion. I'm not knowing that, you know, there's a certain amount that needs to go on my Capital One because that's already been accounted for. And so bill, and a bill. Okay. So nothing too bad happened this month, but what's going to happen starting the third week of November is my daughter and son-in-law are going to be moving in with us. They had to move out of their apartment because their apartment was being renovated, so they were going to move into like another apartment and re-sign their lease. And my daughter's job is very kind of unstable right now, so I suggested that they move in here, put their stuff in storage, you know, take money that they would normally be spending on rent, utilities, and things like that, save it up, and either look at getting a house or at least a different apartment complex than what they were in. Our rents in Arizona, like I think the rest of the country, are very high. So they're paying more for rent than I did for my mortgage when we originally bought this house in 2012, which is sad because, you know, what do you really have to show for it? So I think it was a good timing because they were out of a lease as of next week, but it gave them the ability to just kind of recover from the wedding, recover financially, you know, from paying rent for 2 years, and just, you know, they'll have half the house to themselves, plenty of room. So it just, I think, took some pressure off them. My husband and I are happy to have them here, and then they can move out when they feel like they're ready. So that definitely will affect my bills as far as like food and utilities and things like that. They will obviously contribute towards food and things like that, but I'm not taking rent from them. I'm not taking utility rent, anything like that. So we'll see how that goes. Actually, I love having my daughter around. My son-in-law is very chill, so I think it'll be fine. And we, again, have different sides of the house, so we will each have kind of our privacy zones too. So that will be a change in my budget. I'm not really sure what groceries for 4 people looks like because my husband and I eat very simply. My daughter likes to cook, so she's definitely, you know, more adventuresome in what she makes. So we'll see how that goes as well. So let me go now and backtrack and take out the additional money that I need to take out for clothing. And I get a lot of questions on why I do my budget this way, why I don't just leave everything in my account, why I use envelopes, things like that. As somebody who will like to overspend, I do find that if I have to physically move the money from the envelope onto my card, I'm much more conscious of what I'm spending versus just keeping a running total in my mind. The second part of it is that if I set a budget that's unrealistic, so for eating out, if I'm, you know, over the first week of the month, then I either need to adjust my lifestyle or I need to adjust the budget. So if I'm eating out more, but I'm buying less groceries, I shift some of that money from grocery into eating out. Now, there are a lot of budgeters that I see that just have a food budget, overarching food budget. And I've tried that before. For me, I would rather go out every single day and never cook. So that was just giving me permission to do that because the money was the same. So I feel like I rein in my eating out a little bit more. I'm more conscious of what I'm spending. I try to use apps and things like that that give you back like rewards, so that goes towards your food versus just spending until the money's gone. So that's just the way my brain works, and that is how I've kind of laid out my budgeting. I know it's more steps for a lot of people to take the money out, put the money back in, and I totally get that. And when I was not filming, I would wait till the end of the month and put all the money back in. So it kind of was not, you know, doing the job, but I always tracked my transactions. So I always knew what I was spending, so I knew when to pull back and when I could spend more. I think there's nothing else. Oh, planning. So I need to take 50 out of planning. I also round up. You'll never see cents, and if it's within $1, I just round it. I did go ahead and fill these. Not had date night. HOA, pest control. Okay, so there's nothing else that needs to come out of that one. So for groceries, it's $111. So so 9 goes back. So I started with 500 minus 111. So I should have 389. 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. So 389, that is correct. And then for eating out, it was 54. I'm going to put 6 back. So I started with 300 minus 54, 246. Okay, just give me a moment. I literally don't know how this got so messed up. Does it bother you guys when your money does not face the same way? And I'm shocked when I go to the bank and they hand it to me flipped over every other way. I was like, really? Okay. So I now have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 220, 230, 240. 245, 246. Okay, that is right. And then in spending, I took out the 20, so I still owe it I still owe my budget 14. Okay, so I should have 200 minus 34, 166. $20, $40, $60, $81, $20, $40, $50, $66. Okay, now I'm going to take out $120. I am working today. So not that I will probably get a lunchtime, but I'll go ahead and, so I have money in my wallet. And then in household, let's see here, 49, so I owe $60, so I owe myself 11. It's like the oldest 10 I've ever seen, 11. So I should have 51, 20, 40, 51, okay. And then gas, I used 85. So we'll do 90. 3, 4, 5. We have to get more change. Okay, so 250 minus 85 is 165 is what I should have here. 20, 40, 60, 110, 160, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Okay, 165 for gas. And then my mom was $4, but I'm not going to have enough change. Okay, I'm gonna have to owe that $4, so I'll just keep it at 46. I'm gonna circle it so I know to go back to that. I already took out entertainment, personal care. So I owe $100. Did I already pay that? I really don't remember. No. Okay, so I owe 100 because it was 45 and 55. The tip money already came out of here. So I started with 300 minus 121. I should have 179 left. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30, 40, 45, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. 179. Okay. Now I did leave, I'm going to take some of this out because the only thing I have left for this month is my hair. And I pay her more like Venmo. So 15. Okay, so I'll put a 20 in here. And I'll put this 20 back in there. Okay. So that's 179 in personal care. Okay, that should be all of the money back in the bank. I also have a $50 bill in here. Somebody, I bought something for them and they Venmo'd me back, so I went ahead and cashed it out and put it in here. So that leaves me with 300, 450, 550, 650, 670, 80, 90. So 690 plus this, but this one's not on my tracker. So 690. I'll have to go back, and once I'm done filming, I go back and just make sure everything is balanced. And then I just look at my transactions that I pulled money for and make sure the amount of money I have here equals the amount of money that I have on my card currently. So, and it's it takes me some time to kind of really walk through it in my mind, but I think everything else I've gotten out of here. I might be using miscellaneous for entertainment this month. Oh, actually, I can go ahead and, now I have change for my mom. I'll put $6 back. And I'll put this 10 back in my back to bank. Okay, so tough week as far as some of my categories, okay on others. It's always hard when the first week of the month I kind of go over in some categories, because then I really am very conscious for the next 3 weeks. I also am working 7 days this month. I don't plan for those days because they could be canceled or I could get sick, things like that. But I think what my plan is with the money from work, I am just really trying to build back up my cushion in my checking account and also my savings account, because I moved so much money from savings into the wedding fund, and I didn't pay myself back there, even though we were still within budget. I just shifted money around so I didn't have to pull money. Like I needed to pay one of the vendors in Apple Cash, and I had set that up to my checking account, not my Capital One account. So I pulled that money, and then I've just kind of been drawing that money back out from the wedding fund just to kind of make myself whole again, but I didn't pull it right back out and put it into savings. So it makes sense in my brain, so we'll see how it works out. But I do feel like I had such a healthy cushion in my checking account back when I was working a lot, and I just kept funding that cushion. And I just don't feel like I have as big of a cushion. I think right now I'm sitting with $1,400 as my cushion, which sounds like more than enough. But I just feel more comfortable if it's there, because most of my money I keep at Capital One because it's a high yield, and it's pretty quick to move over, but it's not instantaneous like if it was in my checking account or my savings account at my credit union. So that is what the story is there. Now I just very quickly want to end this video with, I am currently working on my 2025 budget. If you've seen my channel for any amount of time, the spreadsheet looks very familiar to you. And this is just how I plot out my actual bills from 2024, and then I give an average to it, and then that's what I set aside every single month, or I budget for. And there's going to be highs and lows, like electricity, you know, from 157 to my high was 459 in August, 419 in July, 430 in September. So you can see where definitely I need to kind of start making a cushion there, just so I'm not pulling so much out of my budget for those months. My gas bill will become higher in the winter months and then taper down to like almost nothing in the summer months. So I already know that I've had 2 things that are going up. My medical insurance is going up in the month of December. It's not bad, it's just the vision and dental part of it. We already had a very healthy price increase in September. So it's just enough to where I just want to make sure I have the right amount down, because that is a direct pull out of my checking account. The my HOA went up again. So it was $280, it's now $295. So I pull $105 a month out for my HOA that's quarterly. I now need to recalculate that to the new one. So I like to have an average so that I know how much to pull every month, and that will start in January. Our property taxes actually did not go up, which I was shocked about. So we're good there, at least until the back half of 25. And then a couple of the little things went up, but I kind of had a heads up for that, so I already planned for that. But my auto insurance and my homeowner's insurance have gone up 15 to 20% every single year. My agent swears it's just cycling, that it will be fine, but I still add in a 15% increase every year. So I take what I paid last year plus 15%. We pay it August 1st. So I do pull that monthly. So I probably will pull more monthly than I do right now, starting in January, just to make sure I have that cushion going into it when those bills are due. And then the other thing that really hit hard in 2024 was medical and dental bills. I had surgery the end of 2023. The bills came in 2024.
I also had an implant put in that was not covered on insurance. That was over $5,000. And then I did Red Mountain for my weight loss, and that was kind of expensive too, but well worth it. I'm not sad that I spent that money, but again, that's money that hopefully will not be in my budget next year, so I won't be, you know, calculating that. I do know that I really need to build up my medical. I should be covering at least our deductible and, you know, plan for any other dental services that aren't going to be covered. So that is one of my financial goals for 2025, is just to have the money sitting there in our medical spending account just to, you know, cover, you know, any surgeries, anything like that, so that we're not, you know, pulling that from savings at the last minute. I'd rather have the money sitting there. So, you know, what this project does for me is enables me to just take a snapshot of the year, where we spent money, what we spent the money on, you know, to look at what things cost in January versus what it's going to cost us in December, and to plan for those increases into my 2025 budget, knowing that everything could change in a minute. But hopefully this gives me a good starting point for setting up my 2025 budget. And that will be set up in the back of the Erin Condren planner. I've done it that way in the past. That helps me when I'm budgeting to go back and look at what I paid for, you know, utilities, water, things that are variable in the month that I'm budgeting for. So it's just kind of been my advisor per se. So I don't have to look on the app. I don't have to look back, you know, at my old budget sheets. It's all right there for me. So that will be a video probably. There's 8 weeks left of this year, in case you were wondering. So I will probably set that up by the end of November, because I am working a lot in the month of December, and then I'm not planning to work from Christmas, hopefully all the way through January, and we'll see what happens after that. So that's everything for this video. Thank you so much for staying till the bitter end. I appreciate all of your support. It was great coming back to YouTube. I loved your comments. You guys are just a great group, very welcoming, and I appreciate all your support. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.